You're probably seeing the title of this video and saying to yourself, no way, this can't be real. Well, I'm about to detail the reality behind that title and show you the darkness that it upholds. You know, the United States is built and was built on the free labor of African slaves. Every important building in DC and around the country was built on free labor. This luckily ended in 1865 when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed into law and the 13th Amendment being ratified on December 6, 1865, freeing all black slaves, ending their forced labor, abuse, and torture of 350 years. So just a few weeks ago, we hit 156 years. Only 156 years. But what if free labor never ended? What if it's still going on today, but secretly in underground operations, exploiting people that are struggling to survive or just don't have the means to make ends meet? And what if those people were put into labor camps against their own will, forced to work for pennies? And if they refused to cooperate, they were abused, tortured, and even sold to human traffickers, and even unalived. Believe it or not, my friends, this is happening to immigrants around the world every single day. It's a darkness that I never encountered, and because of the color of my skin, it never crossed my mind. I didn't want to believe that human beings can be this disgusting and vile, but they can. A few years back, Politico wrote an article titled, "What if you could get your own immigrant?" A title that was changed quickly after publication to "Sponsor an Immigrant Yourself." Not much better, but okay. In this article written by Eric Posner, a professor of law at the University of Chicago, stated that Americans should start sponsoring immigrants from other countries in a bonded labor program. He's essentially saying that every American should get an immigrant, let that immigrant work, and you as the person sponsoring them should get half their wages. Sound familiar? I want to ask Mr. Posner, does he not understand that this would literally cripple American democracy? Something right-wingers off on a daily basis. Indentured servitude always leads to chattel slavery. History proves this. Immigrants have been exploited for free labor to boost profits for greedy scumbags for centuries. It's that part of history that American public schools, private and public colleges do not teach. I have personally extensively studied American history and I have never heard of this. Why wouldn't they teach this in American public schools? Maybe teach it so history doesn't repeat itself? One of my favorite historical quotes of all time, and it haunts me on a daily basis. We learn from history that we don't learn from history. As a historian, that sickens me because it's so true. Enter Operation Blooming Onion. On December 1st, 2021, Savannah Morning News published an article expressing the notion of modern-day slavery in their state of Georgia. According to an unsealed indictment by acting attorney David Estes, 24 people got together and conspired for over 3 years, smuggling Mexican and Central American workers into the United States. They forced them to work in unbelievably ratchet conditions on onion farms across the globe, including the southern, middle, and northern regions of Georgia. In November 2018, Homeland Security received the tip that human trafficking and forced labor might be happening at some farms in Georgia. So the FBI began investigating a dozen of agricultural organizations registered under the agent name Maria Letizia Patricio. And what they found shocked them. Since 2015, these organizations got together and brought in over 100 foreign workers into the United States, exploiting them and imprisoning them under inhuman conditions. Sound familiar? These people were digging onions with their bare hands, getting paid 20 cents per onion bucket, which they still had to pay for their own food, transportation, and housing. Now, this story doesn't end here. There's much more darkness to unveil. According to the indictment, these organizations use the H-2A program, a program that allows U.S. employers or U.S. agents that meet the requirements to temporarily fill agricultural jobs with foreign workers. The only problem is when they got there, it was much worse than they expected. The FBI actually believes that this was a conspiracy to misuse that H-2A program. These sick bastards found a loophole to exploit free labor so they can make a profit. Over that 3 years, they brought in over $200 million in profits. They funneled in money into casinos, laundered money through cash purchases of land, homes, vehicles, and businesses. But here's where history repeats itself. If those workers didn't follow orders or stepped out of line in any way, shape, or form, they were threatened with guns, torture, and even deportation. These poor workers were kept in cramped, dirty quarters and closed-in work camps with little to no food. Sound familiar? The workers accused those conspirators of rape, torture, and unaliving people and their families. They even sold and traded those workers to other conspirators. 2 people were unalived on those farms. Sound familiar? If you or someone you know are a victim of human trafficking, call the Human Trafficking Hotline at 1-888-373-7888. As a foreigner that came to this country to get away from things like that, this crumbles me. I hope those conspirators that did this get everything that's coming to them. What did y'all think of this story? Comment below and let us know. And I want to personally thank every single one of you for getting my channel to 10,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for that. I am forever grateful. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything. And check out more videos right here.